Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties. Today's tutorial, I have some quick, easy Christmas wrapping ideas that you can do in just a couple minutes. And when you're done, your presents are going to look so professional. These are so easy, so quick, and you don't really need much to get started. So for this one, you just need regular wrapping paper. I have added some little garnish to it, and this is the card that goes along with the gift. For this one, I have used reversible wrapping paper. That is wrapping paper that has a pattern on both sides of the paper. And again, it creates a little pocket, and you can put your gift tag and some garnish or whatever it is that you want to fancy up your present with. But guys, these quick, easy gift wrapping ideas are just that, quick and easy. I do use double-sided tape for these. You don't have to use double-sided tape, but if you do, it gives you the finishes to where you can't see any of the seams on these. There's no tape, no seam. Everything is completely flawless. Even with this one, this has got double-sided tape underneath here. You just can't see it. It just gives a really professional finish when you're done. And I will link to where to get double-sided tape. You can get it from any craft store, or you can get it in the craft section at like Walmart. But I'll link to that in the video description. And now let's get started with how to do these quick, easy Christmas wrapping ideas. Okay, so for the first one, I'm just using regular wrapping paper. There's nothing fancy or special about this except for it does have these grids, which makes it easier to cut straight. And I just have this Chutes and Ladders box that I stole from my son. This will work with any kind of box. It really doesn't matter. Any box will do. But obviously the more standard shape and size of box you have, the better looking this is going to be. Okay, so first of all, let's measure out the paper. What you are looking for when you cut your paper is for the bottom to come up just enough to cover the end of your box. So measure that out and kind of leave that alone. Then this end you want to come up halfway across the top of your box. So this down here is going to perfectly cover the end of my box. I'm going to hold this in place. Take this paper until it halfway covers my box. This is about the halfway mark on my box. I'm going to put a crease here so I know where to cut. Okay, so I've got my top measured, I've got my bottom measured. I need to measure how long I want this. I need 3 times the amount of my box. So I put my box all the way over here at the end. It's kind of out of frame. Let me move it for you. Okay, and I measure, here's 1 times the box. Move the box over to where my finger was. Here is now 2 times the box. Let me move it back in your frame. Move it over again, right where my finger was. Here is now 3 times the box. I have just taken the box and moved it down the paper 3 times. I now have 3 times my box. And because this paper has the grids on it, I can see I have my finger right where I need to cut. So I'm just going to start cutting along this line on my paper. Now remember, at the top, we made a fold to see where we needed to stop. So I'm going to pull out my paper a little bit more and look for the fold. And I can see this is where I folded it before. So I'm just going to come up to here, continue cutting. Then I will cut this way. have the perfect amount of paper for my package. I'll put my scissors away and get my tape out. Okay, so turn your box back the way that you measured it. And go ahead and scooch it all the way to the top. Place it in the middle. Just kind of eyeball everything. Make sure it's looking good. My box is in the middle of my paper. I have enough over here to wrap the box. I have enough over here to wrap the box. I'm going to place this just like we measured. I'm bringing this back end up to where it just covers the edge of the box. Now this is what we did down at the bottom a minute ago. We're going to do that at the top now. Hold it in place. Bring your bottom halfway up. So do you see? This bottom went halfway up and the top is just covering the edge of my box. Okay, this is the basics of what we're starting with here. Okay, hold it in place. Keep one finger on the top of your box and one finger on your wrapping paper so that it's firm and in place. And over here, find the end of your box, push up until you get a flap. Fold your flap over. Okay. Left side. Find the end of your box, push up until you get a flap. Fold the flap over. And again, that didn't need to be tight. I'm going to even pick this up so that you can see. Nothing is super tight. Nothing is flush. I just folded the paper where the paper wanted to go. Then we're going to start again. Fold that flap over. And fold that flap over. And now you can start to tighten up. And now is where you will want to put in creases if you're wanting to fold it and give it a really tight look. Go ahead and do it now that you have both sides folded. Okay. From here, you can take this edge that is folded over the top and just kind of tuck a little piece of it under so that it has a nice finished edge. And we are ready for our first piece of double-sided tape. Get you just a little bit of tape, you don't need much. Put it on that fold that you made. It's okay if your package pops apart. You just position it all back together. And with your double-sided tape, just push it down. That's going to hold all of that. Now it's time to fold up our bottom. So for this, again, find the edge, fold it in. Find the edge, fold it in. Bring the top down. And the bottom up. Now we want to finish this off again so that we don't have a rough paper edge. So just like we did before, fold this up just a little bit. I'm going to pick this up and show you what I did. So this end, I just folded it up a little bit so that when we finish wrapping, it's going to have a clean edge. And we'll come back in with our double-sided tape. You might want 2 pieces on this one. And you put the double-sided tape right where you've made the folds. There's 1. Here it's 2. And you pop it into place. Just like that. There you go. And now we are ready to put in our little extra bits. Our greenery and the tag or a gift card or whatever it is that you're wanting to put in the top, that is ready to go there. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, for this one, we are going to use our double-sided paper. So one side has the plaid, one side has the holly and berries. Let me show you how much you need to cut of this one. So take your box, and I am just using a little bit of a different box. It's a little bit bigger. And just kind of decide which direction you want your box to go, how you want everything to look. And when you've decided what you want to be top and bottom and side, and this one I am going to do this way. It's a little bit sideways. It's time to measure out how much paper you're going to need. You want 3 times the width of your box, just like you had before. So I'm going to take this here, hold that up to where I know I've got enough to cover the end. And I'm going to go 1, 2. And that's going to give me plenty of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut now. I'm going to have more than I need, but I'd rather have too much than too little. Okay, so we have enough to go 3 times the box, but we have way too much on the top and bottom now. So what we need to do here is just make sure we have enough to cover the top, enough to cover the bottom, and then cut your excess off. Okay, so I can go this 3 times now and have plenty left over. This is exactly what we're looking for. From here, you want to decide what you want to be your main pattern and what you want to be your accent pattern. I want the holly and berries to be my main pattern on the package, and the plaid to be my accent pattern. Whatever side you want to be your accent pattern, you're going to come and make your ribbon out of. Move this down where you can see it. So with my main pattern facing up, my accent pattern facing down, I'm going to make 1 fold. And this again is just to get a pretty seam. This is not need to be exact or anything. It's just so that when everything is folded and taped, we have a pretty seam. And then the next fold is actually going to be your ribbon. And you'll just kind of guess how thick you want it to be. It is 100% up to you how thick you want your little ribbon look to be. But for me, I've decided this is pretty good. What is this? This is about 2.5 inches of a ribbon that I've made. Okay, now turn your paper over. When we're done, this will fold over the top and it will be that ribbon right down the middle, but we're not done. I'm going to start all over again so that you don't get confused on what we're doing here. We've cut enough paper to wrap around this box 3 times. We've decided we want the holly and berries to be our main design on the package, and we want the plaid to be our stripe on the package. So we have folded out a stripe. We have our main design right side up. We have our stripe design down. Come in a little closer for you guys again. We have made 1 fold just to make a pretty edge. Another fold to make our stripe. Okay? Turn everything over. Okay. I believe I had the box this way actually. Okay, so now just take your paper, come over here all the way over, as far to the edge of your box as you can go, and tape it down. Get the tape. Okay. And now we'll take the side that we had folded up to make the stripe out of. And we'll bring it over and just position it where we want it. You might have to make another fold to get it right where you want it. Now it is right in the middle of the package. Did y'all see how that worked? When I folded it over, I had too much paper. I was at the end and I don't want my stripe at the end of my package. So I just kind of folded it backwards and put it right where I wanted it to be. And then you will flatten everything down. Just like that. And now it is time for more double-sided tape. If you've had to make this extra fold, you need to tape your two pieces together. So just a piece here and a piece here, and then tape that down together. Now we will tape our stripe onto the box. Again, top and bottom so that you can slide something in there if you'd like. I'm putting the tape up here. And down here. Okay. And taping everything down. Okay, now it's just time to fold up the bottoms. So just like we did our last one, bring this in, make you a crease, bring this side in, crease, get your pretty fold so that everything has a nice seam. Bring this a little bit bigger. Some double-sided tape. And secure it. We'll go do the same for the other end. Okay, get our double-sided tape. And secure everything. And now this one has the stripe across it, and we can use this pocket here to insert, again, our garnish of whatever kind we're putting on here, whether that be a greeting card, gift card, pretty whatever it is that you're putting in there. And that's how you do that one. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. We will see you next time.